MASN's coverage of the 2023 winter meetings is brought to you by your Baltimore area Toyota dealers. For legendary safety and reliability, choose Toyota, and let's go places. Well, excited to be joined now here in Nashville by the Orioles' new Director of Player Development, Anthony Villa. Anthony, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you've had a few years in the organization now. What are some things that you've picked up on and learned that you think are going to really help you in this new role?
Something I've picked up on is just how important relationship building is, both with our players and our coaches. You know, something the Orioles have prided themselves on is the collaboration amongst departments, and so we feel like our player development staff, our scouting staff, our analytics team really work well together. And now that I'm in this new role, I'm hoping to only draw on that all the more and bring people together.
Anthony, congrats on being in this new role. I think at just 29, right? I mean, that's a pretty young age, and it was just a few years ago you were playing. So how does that kind of help you relate to players today?
Yeah, thank you. The motivations of getting into this was seeing it through the lens of a player. You know, after a lackluster minor league career, you want to see how you can go about making positive change in the industry, and been fortunate enough to be given this opportunity and been alongside some really good people, and just hoping to be an advocate for the players as well as do right by the organization.
Now, kind of with that player side of things, as you were going through the minor leagues as the minor league hitting coordinator, you were spending a lot of time with Cody Ashe. What was that relationship like, and what did that teach you about how to interact with some of those minor league guys?
Yeah, great relationship with Cody, as well as with Ryan Fuller, who was a co-coordinator counterpart. Learned a lot from them just on how to handle upper level players and how to relate to players and teach content. Both of them are such great educators, and along with Matt Borg-Schulte in the major leagues, we really love having a close presence with them. They do a lot of education, not just with the players, but with our coaching staff as well. It's not unfamiliar for our coaches, even all the way down at the Dominican Summer League, to connect with our major league staff. And we really pride ourselves on having a unified system. Those three guys in the hitting department at the top really do a great job of it being an example for everyone.
We work closely with some Oriole prospects who have put up some massive numbers. I want to ask you about a couple of those guys. One guy that jumps out to me is Mayo, who it's hard to imagine maybe even flew a little under the radar. Jackson's getting the notice he deserved. Samuel Basallo's flying up the boards, and here's Mayo hitting 29 home runs and putting up massive numbers. Walk rate went up, strikeout rate went down. How did he do that and still be so productive?
Yeah, Kobe had a great season. We're super proud of him. He's an amazing learner, one of our really high aptitude players, and credit to Kobe. If you give him the right information, just give him what to focus on, he's going to push himself in practice, really think critically about how the games are going, and we've seen this ability to adapt and learn, and the statistics have been super impressive, but what's even more impressive for us is just this continued ability to search for more, look for ways to refine his game, and we're really excited about his future.
Now, a little bit lower down in the minor league levels, the past few years, the buzz around the Orioles has always been, who they were selecting in the draft. This year, of course, 101 wins, not as much buzz about, kind of the earlier on draft picks there. But what can you tell us about what you saw from Enrique Bradfield Jr. and Matt Horvath, some of the top picks from this year's draft?
Yeah, still very excited about this draft class, even though the positioning may not have been advantageous. We think we acquired some great talent, specifically with Enrique and Mac, two guys that fit our culture, have that growth mindset and really show a display to push themselves in practice. We're really proud of their first short season. It went successful for both of them. Two different profile players. Enrique controls the strike zone, very fast, can make a lot of contact, and we certainly want to cater to his profile. Mac has much more of a power output, high ceiling, still controls the strike zone. We think that both of them can be nice contributors in the lineup.
Anthony, in a sport where we can put a stat on just about everything, we really can on like camaraderie and chemistry, togetherness, support your teammate. We saw it play out so big in Baltimore. We heard how it was so important in Norfolk. You've been in those clubhouses as a player and now in your role. How did that happen with the Orioles?
Yeah, it's a great question because it is so important, and it's hard to quantify, but we really pride ourselves on building this team environment. And while the minor leagues is an individual endeavor, we certainly know that you can't do it by yourself. So our players really work well together. they build close relationships with one another, close relationships with their coaches, and we really pride ourselves on building a great clubhouse, knowing that that's going to help deliver a better on-field product.
And with that, chemistry and togetherness, of course, you need the guys at the helm to be, steering the ship in the right direction. How important is it for you to have, coaches with such great reputations down in the minor leagues, like Roberto Mercado, like Kyle Moore, like Buck Britton?
Yeah, we've had great people, great managers, hitting coaches, pitching coaches, all of our support staff. We work really hard to build those relationships and make sure that they're fostering great relationships with the players. They create really nice learning environments in practice, and we see that transfer to the games. And we work really, really hard to make sure that everyone is on board delivering a great message to those players, and we have a lot of fun doing it.
What does it mean to everybody on the farm, from the manager, coaches, down through the players, clubhouse guys, trainers, to be number one farm in Major League Baseball?
It's exciting. There's a lot of buzz. It's exciting. We really want to just stick with our process and continue to grow and evolve that. We understand that rankings are an outside speculation, but we feel really good about our process. We're always looking to continue to adapt and evolve it. But with the work of our coaches and the mindsets and work ethics of our players, we hope to stay amongst the top.
Well, a lot of excitement around the Orioles for good reason, and pleasure to be joined, as always, by our new Director of Player Development, Anthony Villa. Anthony, thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.